But Kevin, your journey on this game redemption episode of the game show is not over just yet, because I've got another Amazing Race themed Bradley Clarke original game ready for you to play. It's time for your brand new game. Brand new game. Now, Race Route Recap was a game based around Season 1 of The Amazing Race, so I thought it would only be fair for your brand new game to be based around the second race you competed on, Season 11, The Amazing Race All-Stars. It's time to play a game I like to call Before They Were All-Stars. Before They Were All-Stars.
All right, let's do it.
And the background music for Before They Were All-Stars will be the hit song All-Star by Smash Mouth. So here's how this one works. In front of me are 12 numbered cards, each of which contains a statement about one of the 11 teams that competed on Season 11, The Amazing Race All-Stars. Now you'll pick a number, I'll read the statement, and all you have to do is tell me which team that statement corresponds to. Kevin, if you can answer 7 out of the 12 statements correctly, you will win this game. And not only that, you will gain another form of redemption by redeeming yourself from your early Amazing Race All-Stars elimination.
Awesome. I can use that, that's for sure.
Now, keep in mind, though, the answer to a statement might be a team by the name of Kevin and Drew. Multiple statements might correspond with the same team, and there's always a possibility that a team is not the answer to any of the statements.
All right.
So with that all in mind, are you ready to see how much you really know about the All-Star teams?
I am ready indeed.
Then let's play Before They Were All-Stars. Now remember, 7 out of 12 correct answers are needed for you to win. And which of the 12 cards would you like to start with?
Let's start with 3. I've got triplets, so 3 is my lucky number.
Number 3, and here's your first statement. During leg 8 of their original race, this all-star team finished the leg in first place, even when 2 teams completed the fast forward while intersected.
I'm going to go with the ever resourceful and tough to shake Terry and Ian.
You locking that in?
I'm locking it in.
It's actually Dustin and Candace.
All right. Well, I missed that one, so I'll just get 11 out of 12, and that's all.
Exactly. You don't want to embarrass anyone else who might play this game in the near future by getting every question correct. I get it.
Exactly.
Which number next?
Let's do number 8 for my birthday.
Number 8. For the final roadblock on their original race, one member of this all-star team had to spin the faces of animals on a totem pole to chronologically arrange when they encountered those animals along the race course.
Oh, I remember this. I believe it was David and Mary, or Team Kentucky, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to lock in David and Mary.
Well, I wish you said Terry and Ian for this statement instead of the last one, because it's Terry and Ian.
It was Terry and Ian, huh? I remember them working on that thing. Gosh, time has flown right by, 32 seasons. All right, so Terry and Ian, again, tough to shake, very resourceful.
So now you're going to get 10 answers correct.
Only 10 it is, so let's choose number 10.
All right, and here's the statement behind number 10. This all-star team was the first team to start the final leg of the race with no money and no possessions to their name because of a non-elimination leg penalty.
I remember this as well. It was definitely one of the later seasons. Wasn't Uchenna and Joyce? I don't believe it was Uchenna and Joyce. Definitely wasn't John Vito and Jill. Now, the other thing that screws this up is that you've got Eric and Danielle, the winners of our All-Star season. And I know for sure that Danielle was not in the final leg of her season, but Eric and his buddy, I believe they came in second, and no money and no possessions.
I'll tell you that if the answer is Eric and Danielle, it would have to be in relation to both of them. So it wouldn't be just Eric or it was just Danielle.
So let's see. I know it wasn't the Guidos. I know it wasn't us. I know it wasn't John Vito. I know it wasn't Danny and Oz. I don't think it's Terry and Ian. Was it Rob and Amber? Couldn't have been Rob and Amber. Myrna Schmyrna, I don't think it was them because she would have been crying her eyes out. You know what? I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to go Uchenna and Joyce. Lock it in.
That was a long roundabout way to the correct answer.
Yes. All right. Nice.
You're on the board.
I'm on the board. Thank God. Not going to get shut out.
What numbered card do you want next to try and make it 2 correct in a row?
I'm going to go with number 1 in honor of my wife. She's the number 1 in my heart. And so I'm going to go with number 1, Bradley.
You're going with number 1, and here is the statement. This was the only all-star team to have visited the country of Uruguay as a previous race destination.
Wow, Uruguay. I don't have a very strong recollection of teams in South America, so it would likely be on one of the later seasons of the race. And so I am going back to Mary and David. David and Mary, Team Kentucky, lock me in.
No, it's not David and Mary. The answer had to be a team who was the only all-star representative from their original season, since only one team visited Uruguay. And so the correct answer is Charla and Myrna, or Myrna and Schmyrna.
Myrna and Schmyrna. Good for them going to Uruguay.
And building on what I just said, it couldn't be David and Mary because they weren't the only team on season 10.
Who was the other team?
The Beauty Queens. Brad fact!
Oh, they were. I can't believe it. I thought it was just Mary and David. See, I didn't watch that season very closely, obviously. So they competed on 2 consecutive seasons together. So that was a little bit of a stretch now that we're talking about it, right? You take 2 people from the previous season and you put them in the All-Stars. That was bad on their part.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't surprised Dustin and Candace got selected for All-Stars, but I was surprised David and Mary were chosen, since on season 10 they finished in 6th and avoided elimination twice due to a non-elimination leg. Brad fact!
Interesting. I think that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. They picked the teams that people wanted to see again, not necessarily great racers.
But thankfully for you and Drew, the 2 of you were both great TV and great racers during your first race.
Well, thank you. Certainly appreciate that. And I have to agree, we did good that first time around, as I've said multiple times during our multiple conversations. So we earned our spot.
All right, so you have 1 correct answer still, and what number would you like next?
Let's go lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7 it is, and here comes the statement. This all-star team was the first team to win multiple legs on a single season.
The first team to win multiple legs. I'm going to say Kevin and Drew because I don't think that the Guidos won 2 before us, and we definitely won 2. We had to fast forward, and then we came in first after. And the Guidos, I don't even remember if the Guidos came in first multiple times because Frank and Margarita came in multiple times. Brennan and Rob came in multiple times. I'm going to go with Kevin and Drew. Lock me in.
Well, at least you're confident in thinking you were the first team to win multiple legs on a single season. But the statistics show that you actually were the first team to win multiple legs on a single season. Kevin and Drew is correct.
Woohoo! Very nice. I love that clue. That's an awesome clue.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. And by the way, you won leg 3 with the fast forward, as well as legs 5 and 8 during the Amazing Race period. Brad fact.
Awesome.
What number next? You have 2 correct answers.
Let's go number 5.
And with 5 more correct answers needed to win, here is the statement behind number 5. Not including Eric's leg 1 first place finish during season 9, this all-star team had the earliest leg first place pit stop finish on their previous race.
This reeks of Rob and Amber. I'm going to go with Rob and Amber. Lock me in.
Well, not only does it reek of Rob and Amber, it is Rob and Amber. You're right.
There we go. They came in first on the first leg?
They came in first on the second leg. Brad fact.
On the second leg, okay. Yeah, I remember it was very early. I was in disbelief because I was telling him the whole time, I'm like, dude, this is going to be you guys just sitting around complaining, figuring out how to get coconut milk. You're actually going to have to do stuff. And he was giving me about it as well, that he could run circles around us. And then when he came in first, I was like, oh, God, I can't believe it.
Was that during All-Stars or when Rob competed on season 7?
No, before he went on season 7, I was giving him the business. First of all, I was mortified that they were letting survivors on our show. And then second, I was giving him the business, how it's just easy to sit around all day and complain about being hungry and building a hut. Like, you actually have to be smart and travel. And, he told me it was going to be a breeze. And sure enough, he came in first on that second leg.
So I'm guessing you knew Rob from the reality world before you two competed against each other on the Amazing Race All-Stars?
Yes, indeed. In fact, there's a great picture of Rob and me and Drew on our website, and it was in New York, and it was right after his season. In fact, I think it was the finale, the one that CBS did in Central Park.
Yeah, the Survivor Marquesas finale was filmed in Central Park. Brad fact!
It was. Okay, there you go. So there's a picture of us there, and that's when I got to know him. So we were all very friendly, and actually he and I traveled to Nebraska together to do an event at a camp for children with AIDS. And it was a great event, but we got to hang out and got to be good friends. Still talk pretty regularly to this day. He's a funny guy.
So you were racing against at least one friend in Rob during All-Stars?
Yes, in fact, when they showed the boats going to that island off of Miami where the starting line was, we were in the boat with Rob and Amber, and it was the first time that we had the opportunity to talk at that point. Like, we'd seen each other in the hotel, we were in all the pre-production meetings and stuff like that, but we weren't allowed to socialize. So when we got in that boat, that was the first time that we actually were able to talk to each other. And we took an oath right there in that boat. We said, look, no matter what, no matter how far either of us gets, we're going to stick together. Don't have to let anybody else know. I'm not going to screw you. You're not going to screw me. Because again, we were all very friendly. I knew Amber even before I knew Rob because Amber was on the Australian Outback. And as I mentioned earlier, we presented her with the award for People's Choice for Australian Outback. So I knew her even longer than I knew Rob.
Hey, next year I think we should try and get on Temptation Island. I heard they're going to have it on Staten Island.
Yeah, just what they need to see you in a thong. Maybe we can talk to Kevin and get on King of Queens instead. And your favorite reality-based television program for this year is Survivor, the Australian Outback.
Speaking on behalf of Survivor, the Australian Outback, Tina Wesson and Mark Burnett.
First of all, it's critical to thank those viewers, the people who gave us this award, our incredible production team, CBS for continuing to allow us to make this game, which we love so much, and to our incredible winner, Tina Wesson. Tina?
Thank you. Thank you all so much. You know, it was because of each and every one of you tuning in on your TVs on Thursday night and stopping your lives to watch our show that each of us has been allowed a magical year of wonder. It's been absolutely unbelievable, and we all thank you so much. We also would like to thank our families who so sacrificially let us leave our responsibilities at home and go try to survive in the outback and have an adventure of our own. We'd like to thank them, and thank you, Mark, for choosing us out of 50,000 people to go have the adventure of a lifetime. Thank you.
It was nice to be in the boat with them. I don't think it was any mistake that our boat was boat number one with them and us in it. I think we were the two most compelling teams in terms of the group that they had assembled. So it was just a lot of fun. I remember sitting in that boat freezing because it was going so fast. But that was actually the first time that we chatted and said we were going to stick together.
It's too bad we never got to see the Kevin and Drew and Rob and Amber alliance play out.
Yeah, we didn't. Unfortunately, I don't even remember bumping into them in the two legs that we had. We were gone so fast. But what was great was the time after that we spent in Acapulco after being eliminated. That was good fun.
So you have 3 correct answers, 6 questions left. You need 4 out of the 6 to win. And which numbered card do you want next, Kevin?
Let's go with number 2.
Number 2 it is, and here is your statement. This all-star team won a fast forward in the country of Kuwait during their first race.
Kuwait. So it's not Myrna Shmyrna. Again, there could be more than one clue applicable to one of the teams, correct?
Yes.
So I could theoretically go with Terry and Ian here if I needed. I've chosen David and Mary a couple of times, and I'm 0 for 2 on David and Mary. They say the third time is the charm. I don't believe it was Danny and Oz. I know it wasn't Guido's. I already used Uchenna and Joyce. I used Boston Rob. Is there another team that I'm not thinking of? I don't think so. So, all right. I'm going to go with David and Mary. Lock me in. Third time being the charm.
Well, usually third time's the charm. Thankfully, that usually applies here. It is David and Mary.
Woohoo! All right. Look at this. I'm making a stunning comeback here.
Yeah, David and Mary had to approach a simulated oil fire to receive the fast forward in a clue box near the fire, all while wearing protective gear and using a flame retardant shield. And that was in Amazing Race 10. Brad fact!
Wow. That's hot. Pardon the pun.
You have 4 correct answers, 3 to go. What number next?
Let's go with number 6.
And here is the clue. On their first race, this all-star team was eliminated the leg after they won the fast forward, meaning they went from first to worst.
Yes, they did go from first to worst. I think I remember talking about this in Acapulco, and I want to say that team is Jill and John Vito. I'm going to go with them. Lock me in.
It is John Vito and Jill.
Very nice.
Yeah, John Vito and Jill in Season 3 won the fast forward in Leg 9, but were eliminated in Leg 10. Brad fact! 5 down, 2 more to go. And you still have 4 questions. Which number next? You have 4, 9, 11, and 12.
4.
All right, this is to get your 6th correct answer. After narrowly escaping elimination, one member of this all-star team recited a quote by Winston Churchill at the pit stop.
I'm pretty sure I know who this is. And I will challenge you on this question after I give you the correct answer. But I believe the answer is Joe and Bill, Season 1, Evil Team Guido, Lock Me In.
Well, I, of course, accept your challenge. It is Joe and Bill.
So here's the challenge. If you go back and you look at what Joe tried to get out, it vaguely resembled the Winston Churchill quote. And so we actually had a lot of laughs over that because the way that he was so emphatic about delivering that speech. And then when we got eliminated, I just happened to be reading something about Buddha and people saying, hey, you know what? You got your quote almost exactly right. And Joe just like stumbled and bumbled through that quote. And I don't know what the quote is verbatim, but it's something like, never, ever, ever give up. Don't stop. And Joe did a terrible job with that quote. It was awful. I think he did actually say something about Winston Churchill.
Go. Run.
Welcome to China.
Thank you.
You are third team to arrive.
Oh my God. Yes.
We have been telling each other, remember what Winston Churchill said in the darkest days of World War II during the firebomb of Britain.
Yes.
Never give up. Fight to the end. Fight till you die. Just go on. We'll die trying.
Oh, here it is. I see you.
Got him.
You gotta be
Welcome to China. Welcome to China.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome to China.
Thank you.
What number are we?
Break us the bad news, Phil.
I'm sorry to tell you, you guys are the last team to arrive. That means you guys have been eliminated.
It was all coming together. We knew it. It was all coming together. And then it's over. What are you gonna do? It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You hate to leave this early, but someone's got to go. That's it.
This has been grueling. Physically, mentally, emotionally. We have nothing to be sorry or ashamed of or nothing to regret because we gave it our all.
I was reading a thing in a book about the teaching of Buddha, and it said, when you speak, just speak. When you feel, just feel. When you see, just see. When you hear, just hear. And the last one is when you know, just know. And we can walk away here knowing that, you know, we did our best and it just didn't work out.
We got to go get our stuff out of the cab.
He's all the way on the other side of China.
So I'm glad I got it right, Bradley. That's the only thing that matters, that I got it right. He didn't get it right, but I did.
And not only that, you now have 6 correct answers, which means one more you win, and you have 3 questions left. So all you need is 1 out of 3.
Wow, 1 out of 3. All right, and I have 9, 11, or 12 to go, correct?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to go with number 9. I go with number 9 because my all-time favorite soccer player, other than my 2 kids, is Italy's Giorgio Canaglia, who played for the Cosmos in the late 70s, early 80s. He was this tremendous player, had a great big personality, and he was the king of New York for a while. So I'm going to go with number 9 for the win, Bradley. Tee it up.
Here it is. This all-star team was the first team to ever be spared from elimination on the second-to-last leg of the race.
Spared from elimination on the second-to-last leg. Wasn't season 1. Don't believe it was Rob and Amber. Can't say whether or not it was Dave and Mary. Terry and Ian, we already have an answer for them, and I don't think that they were spared that way. I am going to go with Dustin and Candace. I'm really hesitant to lock them in. You know what? No, I'm not going to go with Dustin and Candace. I'm going to go with Myrna and Shmyrna. Lock me in, please.
Believe it or not, it wasn't season 1. It was Joe and Bill again.
It was. I was there when they got spared, right? We were in Thailand. We were on the beach in Thailand.
Joe and Bill did get spared at Pai Plong Beach in Thailand, but this clue is in reference to when Joe and Bill finished last during leg 12 of 13 in Alaska, but it was a non-elimination leg. Brad fact!
Oh, in Alaska. Yeah, okay. Yep, you are correct, sir. You are correct. So I wasn't there. And yes, they did get spared. And then shortly thereafter, they got the horrible news that they did not make it to the finish line and to pack up their stuff and come home. We were actually in the hotel awaiting them to come. So we had the finish line. Rob and Brennan win. We go back to the hotel. We have this great dinner. We have this big social event. And Joe and Bill aren't there. And somebody from production goes, hey, we have to go get Joe and Bill from the airport. Does anybody want to go and kind of greet them? And Drew and I were like, yeah, you know what? We'll go. We'll do it. So I think it was us and a couple others. We jumped on a bus. They took us out there. We met them at the airport. So even after all the bull that they pulled on our season, it was kind of the way that it ended for them. I mean, at that point in time, we were all like, hey, look at that. That's what you get. But we didn't want them to feel terrible. So everybody went out and we met them at the airport. It was nice. I think they were just so exhausted. Everybody was so exhausted at that point. We just wanted to go to bed. But at least we got out to visit them and to give them somewhat of a greeting.
So, Kevin, you still need one more correct answer, and numbers 11 and 12 remain. Which one are you picking next?
Dangerously close here. Let's go with 11. Let's see what happens.
And here's the statement. Of all the all-star teams, this is the only team to have won a fast forward on their original season, in which the fast forward was part of a double-length leg.
So that would have to be some of the later seasons. Now you got me thinking here, Bradley. I don't think it was David and Mary, but was it the Beauty Queens? I'm going to go with Dustin and Candace. Lock me in.
No, it's not Dustin and Candace. It was Uchenna and Joyce.
Damn it. That one I just don't recall whatsoever. God bless them. But it was a little bit later, and that was the Robin Amber season, right?
Yeah, so they won the fast forward during the second half of Leg 8 on Season 7 in India. Brad fact! So, once again, Kevin, the difference between winning and losing the game comes down to the last possible moment. We have reached the final statement, card number 12.
Comes down to the last one, number 12. Let's see what we got. The lucky dozen.
Having used the yield on their original season, they became the final first-time racing team to exercise their yield power prior to the reintroduction of the yield in Season 32.
So again, this has to be later on. So when I think of later on, I think of Kentucky, I think of Beauty Queens. I don't think Myrna and Smyrna were that far into it. Am I missing somebody else? I talked about us, Guido, Danny and Oswald. There was no yield then. I don't think there was a yield for Terry and Ian. You know what? I'm going to go with Dustin and Candace. Lock it in.
You tried to win by answering Dustin and Candace on the last statement, which didn't work out, and your thought process was correct by saying it was a later season. The clue is about Season 10, which the Beauty Queens were on, but David and Mary were also on Season 10. Thankfully, though, the correct answer is Dustin and Candace, so you win!
Oh, look at that. What a stunning comeback again. Oh, fantastic. I feel completely vindicated. Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I the first champion of this game?
You are. This is the first time I've played this game, and you are the inaugural winner of Before They Were All-Stars, period.
And I was going to say, Kevin, the champion, period.
That's right. You are the official first-time winner of Before They Were All-Stars.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That was a great game, Bradley. Thanks for putting that together.
I appreciate it. And look at it this way. Even Brennan can't win this game because I wouldn't play with him since he wasn't on All-Stars. So you will always have a leg up on Brennan for this game.
You don't know how much that just made my night. I can't wait for him to hear that one. That's great.
And that was your brand new game, Before They Were All-Stars. Before They Were All-Stars.